Super excited today. It's a Sunday afternoon. I am going to run a few leads I haven't gotten a hold of yet. Really appreciate all of the feedback and the comments on the last video. And most of the requests that I got for the next one all involve door knocking, different ways to handle rebuttals and ways to possibly help someone get in more doors. Everything we do is a numbers game. So you got to get in a door to be able to help somebody. So that's where it all starts. There's so much that kind of goes into this, so I'll probably do it in a bunch of different segments, bunch of different parts, as far as specific rebuttals go. But the very first thing, and I think the most important thing as it pertains to getting into somebody's door, it's all mindset. Like I said, I am super pumped up today. I don't always go out and work on a Sunday afternoon, but I definitely try to get out every weekend at some point. Yesterday I had some family obligations, so couple things to remember. Some people say, well, I don't want to go on Sundays. I wouldn't want someone coming to my door on a Sunday. It's not about you. All right. Here's why I say that, because you wouldn't want someone coming on a Sunday doesn't mean that is the only time somebody else may be available, or oftentimes have more family there, which is sort of what I am planning on happening. So that's the first thing. The other thing, it's all in the preparation and in the approach. Okay. If you're just out going through the motions on a day with leads and knocking on doors, do one of two things: save the gas, save the environment, and take your ass home because you're not going to get in, or forward those leads to me. I'll go work them. Here's why I say that. Your energy, everything in your body language, it comes off. You have to be confident. I'm a huge fan of Nick Saban's, the Alabama head coach, and unlike professional sports, in college sports, there's a turnover. There's a constant turnover in players, a constant turnover in talent. Yet, because he has a process in place, because he has a system in place, he's successful year after year after year after year. So it's all about the small habits, doing little things right every single day. He also has two signs hanging in the Alabama locker room. One of those signs says, trust the process, which is, again, what we do. Working leads is a process. They're not all going to say yes, right? If they were all standing on their front porch with a check in their hand, we would get paid about $10 an hour because they could send anybody out to do it. The other thing, though, and the most important one, is get your mind right, okay? Those are the two signs. Trust the process, get your mind right. This is all a mental game, okay? So the first kind of part of about a door knock is the approach, right? You have to be excited. You have to be confident. Before you even turn onto a street where you are within view of that house, you have to be ready to go, okay? So that is a pull your car up, a very matter of fact, grab your stuff out of the car. Go with as little as possible. I try to do everything electronically. The only thing I take to the door, I make sure I have a pen, I make sure I have business cards in my pocket, and I take my iPad and the folder, things that I'm going to leave behind, because I'm expecting that next door I go behind, I'm going to help that family, I'm going to make a sale, and I'm going to need something to leave behind. If I don't make a sale, I don't leave anything behind. Why is that? Well, it sort of takes away the urgency and the seriousness of what we do. And I quite frankly tell people, and it's something I got from many other successful people here, I can't leave you something behind today, Mrs. Smith, because God forbid something happens to you and your daughter comes over here and sees what I left behind and calls me thinking you have coverage. I don't want to have to take that call. Okay? The only thing worse than someone having no coverage is their family thinking that they have coverage. That's the first thing. The other thing is that, while we have the greatest product in the world and you may have the greatest presentation in the world, there's two things that are going to make somebody buy from you, two things that are going to allow you to help that family. Number one is trust, and number two is likability. Those are the two things that close every deal. Do they like you, and do they trust you? So when I pull up to a house, the first thing I start doing is looking around at everything, okay? I'm looking at maybe a flag that they have on the front of the house. Here in Pittsburgh, there's not much gardening happening right now, but I'm looking for possibly a garden outside, a beware of dog sign in the window, or any sign that they may have pets in the house. If your lead piece says that someone is in their 60s or 70s, and there are toddler play toys outside, chances are they have grandchildren. So these are all things that I know I'm going to talk about, and it eliminates any kind of that awkward back and forth at the door, okay? Because anything that somebody likes, they want to talk about, okay? Think about everybody that's out there, even people that you work with or that are in your group of agents. There's some people who you're acquaintances with, right? People that you talk to, that you get along with, but there's other people that you're friends with, okay? The ones that you're friends with, chances are that you have more in common with them than you do the other individuals. That's probably what attracted you to them in the first place, regardless of what it was, whether it was children of the same age, whether it was a background situation, whatever the case may have been, there's some type of commonality, and that's what we want to find with our clients. Don't let that stop at the door either. Once you get in a door, as you're walking in a house, immediately start looking at everything. Pictures on the wall, things that just may be laying around, whatever it is that gives you an indication of what is important in that person's life, because that's what they want to talk about, okay? The most important thing in my life is my children. I love to talk about my children. I could talk about them all day long, to the point where I'm boring the hell out of somebody that's listening. Same is true with our clients and their families and their children and their grandchildren. Be sincere and find something to talk about. So again, before we get into the different rebuttals at the door, you've got to have your mind right. You've got to be focused, and you've got to be prepared for what is about to come. So to bring it all back, be ready. Okay, whatever it is you take to a door, have that organized. Don't pull up in front of a house where you know you're being watched out the window and be fumbling around in the front seat of your car. That doesn't exude confidence, okay? Pull up, very matter of fact, get out. If it's a driveway where, they know that a strange car is coming in, throw a wave up at the door, okay? You don't know who's looking through a window, but if somebody is looking through a window and they see you waving, they know they've been spotted. They're not going to hide in the living room, okay? Me personally, if I'm working, in the city, and the individuals don't have a driveway where it's street parking, I rarely, if ever, park in front of the lead's house. I want to park at least a few houses down for a couple reasons. First of all, I can get out of the car. If they are watching me come, I'm walking with confidence down the street. I'm smiling. I've got magnets on my car doors. Everybody knows what I'm doing there. Everybody on that street received the same lead piece. So those are all opportunities. Don't walk past your next opportunity. So on your way to that door, again, be looking around, okay? If they have a house that sort of stands out over all the other ones, talk about it, because it means they put work into it. They're proud of it, okay? This isn't all about getting right down to business. It's about doing little things that's going to have somebody like you. That is the most important thing. Think about the last important decision you had to make, where you had to weigh your decision on one thing or the other. Okay, your decision is probably made like that. Okay, if it's something that involves your children, you just get a good feeling inside about something that you want. And that's what we want to do. We want to create a persona of ourselves that's confident, that's welcoming, that's friendly, right? Smile. Keep a smile on your face. All right? Smiles are free. It's easy. Everybody likes it. Everybody likes to get a smile. So, hopefully that helps. Again, that's just the approach. I will do some more on the different things that we hear at the door, whether it's a quick not interested, whether it's I already got coverage, whether it's I didn't send that, whatever one it is. I'm glad and happy to break down all those, because I have so much damn fun on these porches and going to these doors. That's where it all starts. So, subscribe to the channel. Look for the follow-ups to this coming soon. Hope everybody had a great week and a great